Is it worth $55? Let's find out. Welcome to another episode of Erik Wait Whiskey Studies, and in this video, I'm going to do a review of the Tullamore D E W 12-year-old. Now, I already did a video on the history and the core range of Tullamore D E W Distillery. If you haven't seen that and you're interested in more background information, I'll put a link to that video at the end of this review. But before I get into this, here are my notes on this whiskey. The Tullamore D E W 12-year-old Irish whiskey is triple distilled. It is a triple blend of Irish single malt, Irish grain whiskey, and Irish pot still whiskey. It's aged in ex-bourbon cask, ex-Oloroso sherry cask, aged 12 to 15 years. It's bottled at 40% alcohol by volume and sells for $55. So this is a distinctly Irish whiskey, a triple blend and triple distilled. So when you're approaching a whiskey like this, or say a bourbon or a Canadian whiskey, you have to approach it that, hey, this is a particular style of whiskey that is unique to that region, and not come to it with sort of the mindset of some other country and region. For example, when you approach a Japanese whiskey, I approach it with the mindset of, hey, Japanese have a distinct way of doing things. Same thing with, say, Texas whiskeys, right? Those big, bold, intense, sort of over-the-top style whiskeys. Same thing with Scottish peatish whiskies. And I think the same thing goes here when approaching a distinctly Irish whiskey, that it has this distinct characteristics to it that are going to make it different from all other styles of whiskey. So this is a whiskey which I think was quite muted when I first opened up. It's opened up a bit more. On the nose, the dry fig, dates, raisins show up. Some little bit of that sort of a Christmas cake, panettone roll. A lot of vanilla. There's a slight nuttiness. Some real nice spice notes. There's actually a little bit of sort of like orange peel, maybe like cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, baking spices. And there's a lot more on it now than it was when I first opened it. But it's not a huge punch in the face. It is a more subtle, delicate, and very approachable whiskey. On the palate, one of the things that really makes it stand out from other styles of whiskey is the texture. And I've noticed this in a lot of different Irish whiskeys. It's creamy, it's smooth, it's silky. It doesn't have that sort of like alcohol bite. Of course, it's only 40% ABV. It has a silky texture going across the palate. It has a moderate development. It's not a super complex, in-depth whiskey. Up front, I get the fig, dates, raisins, a little bit of that orange citrus peel, some vanilla, light chocolate notes, a little bit of a slight nuttiness character to it. Lighter caramels. And on the back end, lots and lots and lots of vanilla, cinnamon, and baking spices. But all the flavors are moderate. It's not an intensely flavored whiskey. Now you say, well, of course it's got 40 ABV. If it had more alcohol by volume, you would have more depth of flavor. I've had 40 ABV whiskeys that had more intensity of flavor. I think sometimes quality of cask can play as an important role in the flavor profile and the depth of flavor, and not to mention age, as does the ABV. Yes, alcohol can be a carrier of flavor, but if you don't have the flavor there to begin with high quality cask and a really good spirit, then it's not going to be there. I think for the average consumer, this is going to be a very nice, very approachable, easy drinking whiskey. But having said that, I'm going to give sort of a polite review. I find it wanting. I would like to have more oomph. I would like to have more depth. I would like to have a longer finish. I would like to have more complexity. I like the texture. I like the silkiness. I like the mouthfeel of the whiskey. I just find it lacking in depth. And the issue is, immediately I can think of other Irish whiskeys under $30 they're going to deliver more flavor and more pleasure than this whiskey. And that makes me sad. but I gotta call it as it is. Score-wise, I'm gonna give this 82 points. 82 points. Other two whiskeys that I would recommend for $20 less, you know, $20 to $25 less than this would be the Bushmills Black Bush and the Sexton Single Malt. Both those whiskeys are under $30. Now, those are different styles of whiskey. One's a blend, one's a single malt. But still, in terms of the intensity and depth of flavor, they deliver a lot more than this one. And you're going to save yourself 20 bucks. So for me, it's nice. If someone gave me a bottle like this, I would not complain. It's a nice whiskey, nice dram. It just, the value play just isn't there. This is a $30 whiskey at best. And that's the way I call it. What could they do to improve? Increase the ABV. Wouldn't hurt. It seems too watered back. I almost, dare I say it, it seems slightly anemic, and that's really, really unfortunate. So is it worth $55? I'm gonna have to say no, it's not. Alrighty, if you like watching my videos but you've not yet subscribed, I'm gonna ask that you subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when I go live. And if you are one of my patrons, I want to thank you much for supporting my channel and joining my little group. All right, until next time, cheers.